Now, I can imagine that the question might be, okay, now that we understand how line weight, the variation of line weight indicates atmospheric distance, atmospheric perspective, how do we do that? Well, that's very simple, you guys. You are just really going to pay attention to how you're managing your brush, or how you're managing your drawing tool, as it were. So if you were working in Photoshop or Procreate, you want to think about a brush that allows you to have some variation. I'm sitting here drawing, and as I'm letting my hand up, my line gets thinner and thinner and thinner. And I am drawing with my technical pen, which is my favorite thing to draw with. But if I switch to syrup, which is even more responsive that way, see, I can get an even thicker and then thinner line. So if you were drawing with a tool that was, let me go back to the technical pen because it really doesn't vary that much. If you were drawing with a tool that did not give you the ability to, vary the line weight at all, it just, no matter how often you drew it, it's just the same. Well, then as you start drawing, you are going to have to build your own line weight in. So say this were a chair, right? You've got your chair, and it's here in the foreground, something like this. And then back here is going to be your window. It's got the tree and buildings off in the distance. Okay, everybody with me? But you couldn't get any more variation in your line. What you would need to do is actually go back in and build up the line weight of the chair after you have drawn out the initial form of it. Now, this is more of an issue if you're working with like a pencil, or especially a mechanical pencil or a Sharpie marker, something like that. Those just really are not going to give you the responsiveness that a flexible pen tip would, or a flexible digital pen tip, right? They're just going to kind of keep drawing the same thing over and over. In fact, I'm going to sit here and see if I can even find one that doesn't let me do that. Okay, this fine tip, what is this thing? Fine tip, again, I'm getting the same line weight, no matter how much pressure. That's almost no pressure at all. There's a great deal of pressure right here. And as you can see, all those lines are the same. So that means that if I am going to be drawing something with a pen that does not give me any kind of variation in line, I have got to go back in there and draw back in that line variation myself. That means sketching it, hatching back over it so that everything comes out a little bit thicker and I'm getting some variation in line as I go along, as opposed to this where everything, looks like it's the same. Here, just with this very simple thing, you guys can see how this face should seem closer to us than this face, simply because this face has all got, the face on the left has got much thinner line work. This face has got thicker line work, more details, and so it should seem just very slightly closer to us. Personally, though, I say try working with a tool that gives you the responsiveness, so that, as you're drawing, you can kind of build in that distance as you're going along, and not have to go back over your drawing and work on it.